This is Josiah Plays Sunless Skies. Alright, we're back at New Winchester, and I believe we're ready to leave. We're up to 11,000 sovereigns, which feels pretty good. I think we have some things to deliver. Some trade goods, some sales to make. We need to take this ministry-approved literature to Trader's Wood, and we need to take this bronze wood to Port Avon. And we need to blah 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 blah. Let's see which quests we're working on. We need to find Old Tom's Well. We need to visit Caroline with the repentant devil. We need to find the Regent's grave in Trader's Wood. We need to find a whole bunch of stuff. Ice, a mandrake, ligaments of a guest, pen of a scribe spinster. We need to go back to the circus to give Cuddles and Ruffles their costumes. We need to deliver sapling knots to Port Prosper. We need to take the pernickety factor to Hybris. And that's it. That's all the ones that we can really currently do anything about, which is a lot of things. So on this trip, where we're gonna go over to Port Avon, over to Trader's Wood, up to Caroline, explore this little business right here, maybe explore some of this up here, and then probably come home. Truly play these games. They're really good, Jen. There's a lot of really good stories in them, and excellent writing. My crew has some crazy shit on it. Not only do I have a devil and the daughter of the queen, I've also got a set of rats as part of my crew, and this guy, a Blemigan, which is basically like a fucking edgelord Myconid. Set of Fenrai, yeah. I got some weird shit on my crew. Plus some other randos that I don't actually use as my main person, but I have them anyway. And I can talk to all my crew members, and they all have different quests for me and stuff. Alright, we're gonna go to Port Avon first, going right past Long Knuckle Pass here. If I see a scribe spinster, I'm gonna fight it, because I need a scribe spinster's pen now for the researcher, for the scientist guy at the Leadbeater and Stainrod's nature preserve. Yeah, it's amazing how much gameplay I've gotten, stuff to do and stuff, and stories just in the first area, which I haven't even fully explored yet. And there's, you know, Albion is even bigger than this, which is where London is. And then there's also the Blue Kingdom, which is small, and Eleutheria, which is like the same size as... So, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of places to go. It's kind of amazing. I don't know exactly how many hours I've played this, but it's a decent amount, considering... mean, just look at how many things are in my journal to do. A lot of things. A lot of things. And then the ones I've completed. I've got all kinds of weird stuff. All kinds of weird stuff. It's pretty great. And I've made a lot of money. Alright, let's go to Port Avon first. The Nowhere Inn. A new smell behind the coal and the oil. The green, unlikely scent of apples. Alright. So we're back here. We're going to... Where did Mr. Menagerie go? Mr. Menagerie went to your House of Invention near the Ormswold. Well, I haven't the slightest clue where that is. While we're here, we're going to hit the bazaar. We're going to sell them this bronze wood and make a fat profit. Delighted by your arrival, the villagers invite you to afternoon tea on the green. There is an alarming surfeit of scones, and you are pressed to take rather a lot of them away with you. And they gave me 2 free supplies, and Port Avon welcome, and XP, and all that money. So that was super worth it. Wait, are they selling the same bronze wood they needed me to bring them? Yes, they are! Yes, like, you know, you could have just gone to this rangy captain next door and paid 135 for these instead of paying like 275 or whatever they paid me. I'll buy the cheap bronze wood. I mean, when I get an order to sell these, I can sell them for 275, which is a pretty vast profit. That's more than double your money. So it's worth getting them. Over 12k now. My hold's very full though. Okay, I'm welcomed here, so I can do some exploring. I could go to the ruins. I can't remember what I got the last time I did a nocturnal excavation. Let's find out. I got souls. Quietly does it. Your spades are muffled. Your voices are low. Furtive hours pass. Hard labor is harder still when it must be done in silence. Eventually your crew heave on a steel rod, prying a gap between 2 stones. Something glints within. Souls, trapped in lenses the size of soup plates, and stirring irritably in the light. Alright, I got some souls. I could go to the inn and read some literature. I could go to the village green and sit with the eel fishers. I've done that before. Or I could do the quiet day. Do I want to buy some cheap fuel? I don't have enough space in my hold. Gambold, too much booty in the hold. So I guess I will play some cricket. One of the teams is a person down, a rare chance to join the games. The endless match. Nobody seems to remember how long this game has been going on, just that the score is now almost a formality. You play your part and points are scored, yet by the time you leave it is no closer to an end. Nobody seems to mind. It is, after all, cricket. I don't know anything about cricket. I don't understand cricket, how it works, what its rules are, why you would play it. I still have some welcome, though. I can get a port report. And I can go to the inn, I suppose. And if I read a book, I can get a Sky Story or a Tale of Terror. I've already got a ton of Sky Stairs, so I'm going to get a Tale of Terror. Now, I've read all of these books already. So at this point, it's just a matter of choosing one to read again that will give me a Tale of Terror, which would be The Parson's Cookpot or Bones in the Well. So we'll read Bones in the Well. And I've already read this before. And it gives me a Tale of Terror. I don't need to recruit a likely lass or lad. Have I worn out my welcome? Or do I still have some welcome? I must still have some welcome. I'll read The Parson's Cookbot as well. Which again I've already read. Okay, now I've worn out my welcome. Got a couple Tales of Terror. Yeah, they hate me now. I need to leave. I get it. Alright, I can just go now. Bones in the Undermountain Well. Did I tell you I've completely finished writing all the lyrics for my Undermountain rap? It's quite a lot of lyrics, too. I just need to record it now, which is the hard part, because I've got to take the beat that I'm going to use, you know, the instrumental song that I'm going to use, but I can't just use it exactly as it is because the timing is wrong. So, like, the timing not only of how long it is, period, but also of, like, where the breaks are and stuff. So I'm going to have to mix it up. Yeah, I'm doing an Undermountain rap, too. Although this one is just more in general about Undermountain. It's not about the characters in that game. So I have to mix the actual music and then record, which the recording part and the mixing took a long time on the other one. That was the hardest part. Guess we're just gonna go. You know, let's check this business out real quick before we go to... Oh no, I want to get some of this crap out of my hold first before I go exploring. I've got all that literature to drop off. That'll give me some hold space if I go there first. Plus, I kind of have to, like, practice it a bunch because, I mean, or at least take a lot of attempts to record it because it's kind of hard to do. It's harder than the other one because it's faster and has more syllables per line and stuff. So I have to be able to actually perform it, you know, without fucking it up. Syllables. I do want to clear whatever's right here, though. Beneath you stretches as wood as wide as a sea. The boughs groan, the leaves whisper. Boughs. Looks like this is going to be like leading off to a whole other thing, so. The deep wood. A cantankerite. Well, I don't know where it went. There's another wind there, though. Incautious driver. I came here once. Don't remember why. A king, his cup. Alright, we're back to the forest. It's been a while since we've been to Traitor's Edge. Let's sell them all the literature. Over 13k now. The classicists are delighted, but you can't please the theologians. Too fanciful, apparently. The medievalists cannot seem to come to a definitive conclusion. You're paid well all the same and invited to go stargazing in the Palewood. Ooh, I can buy chorister nectar for cheap. I'll take it. I can't buy fuel here. I didn't think of that. That is going to be an issue. Because I can't buy fuel here, and I was going to go to Carillon next, and you can't buy fuel at Carillon either. So, this kind of fucks up my plan. I'm going to literally have to go back to Port Avon to get some more fuel before I can... You know, because I wanted to do some exploring and go to Carillon, but I'm not going to be able to do all that with the fuel that I have. Damn, I forgot. I forgot you couldn't buy fuel at either of these places. That's going to be an inconvenience. But that's okay. Hey, there's a scribe spinster right there. Kind of want to kill it. I need its pen. Okay, let's dodge right into the projectiles. That's a good move. I'm wasting a lot of fuel on this. Now he's gonna do that bullshit move on me. Oh, I got him! Take the Spencer's pen. The phlegmatic researcher in the Leadbeater and Stainrod Nature Reserve sees some scientific value in it. The crew member sent out to retrieve the object is gone some time for their task. Evidently, the spinster's grip on it in death is exceedingly tight, and her fingers must be hewn off to retrieve it. Her creepy-looking fingers. Alright, I got that. So let's go back to the place here. Alright, so I have things to do here. A respite from labor. Ask for wood for your haul. I don't really need that. Rest. The workers share picnics out on the meadow. An aged charcoal burner plays a fiddle. Lay down your burdens. The workers make room for you on the grass. You sup on cold meats and flat wine under the boughs of the trees. Later, you play cards and dice until the fiddler strikes up again. A charcoal burner brings out some whiskey she'd been saving. The singing lasts well into the night and almost drowns out the sounds of the wood. No, I just thought that when it said play cards, we're not playing Caravan. Wood's Edge. Gather flowers, I'm not very good at. Hunt, I'm really not very good at. I can slumber in the wood with an 81%, but if you fail this, your crew members die. Well, just one crew member dies, but sleeping in the wood actually causes somebody in your crew to die if you fuck it up. So we're not going to do that right now. Okay, here's these three. We've already kind of conversed as much as we can with them. I can do expeditions, but let's back up that shit. The Parting Glade. Oh, here we go. Port report, first of all. I always need one of those. And I can find a mandrake for the researcher. A grove of mandrakes grows on the outskirts of the wood. Their leaves reach out of the ground innocuously. Cotton is required for their mouths. Their brief screams carry on the winds. Something deeper in the woods screams back. Well, I mean, I've already lost 10 crew members, Saito, which seems like a lot. I'm not trying to just lose crew all the time. Let's explore the glade. Far, far away. There is no one else here at present, but there are signs of recent passage. A discarded set of cups from some clandestine picnic. Hashtag clandestine picnic. Loose paper, hastily torn from a notebook, and a few bullets in scorched grass. People come to the glade to conduct meetings as neutral ground and as a place to think, secluded from the watchful gaze of the high wilderness. I feel like the high wilderness would be a dope-ass setting for an RPG, though. I mean, I don't mean a computer RPG. I mean, like, you know, tabletop RPG. Like D&D. Much better than the Untersee, in my opinion. We've already talked to all of them. Did I have anything else I needed to do here besides the actually no, that's it. Besides actually doing the expedition. They're letting me know it's super busy. You can earn an extra $2 per delivery. Yeah, well, I'm not going to dash right now. I'm streaming. So I think, okay, so to do an expedition, right? I've never done an expedition here before. The problem is you need a bunch of supplies and fuel, and you're risking at least 10 crew. Which is fine, but I can't do it right now. I don't have enough fuel, and I don't want to... Well, I could buy more supplies here, so supplies don't matter. But I need to have more fuel, and I'll probably grab one more crew member so that I have the full 14, so that if I lose, like, multiple crew members, you know, I still have enough left to run the ship effectively. There's no reason to do a small expedition. Either, you know, go big or go home. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have to come back here with additional fuel. Embark on an expedition. We've been converted into crew in the wood. So it's kind of like the crew members that you leave behind at Lustrum for the mining claim. I'm level 11 already. It's amazing. I have a lot of facets. I'm level 11 out of presumably 20, and I haven't even left the first area yet. That's some Josiah shit right there. Spending way too much time in one area. Alright. I guess I'm leaving. I need to get more fuel. That Corwin's Chaos Bolt. Man, that Chaos Bolt was a massive fail. It would have been so cool, though. Like, if there had been another enemy that it could have also hit, and if you'd rolled high on the damage, it'd be amazing. The Rat Brigade scour the train for unspent fuel. They find nothing of use. Okay. Well, we're gonna go straight back to Port Avon then, because they sell fuel. Oh shit. I really thought that was gonna hit. Are we gonna... There we go. Nope. Nothing I can do with this. Because again, I could try these with a 38 or 39% chance, but if you fuck up, you know, crew members die. Which is not what I want. So I'm leaving it untouched. Throw it off a scale, you didn't collect that scale like a certain button. Oh yeah, taking a trophy from the thing would have been cool. What was the challenge rating of that creature, or did you not even have that information? Today the sky is as cool and blue as ice in a glass. CR4, wow. Yeah, so hypothetically for low-level characters, second-level characters. Of course, we're a lot stronger than regular second-level characters. But it should have been a fairly challenging fight. And we took some notable damage in that fight. How many spells per day can Corwin cast? Here's the fuel that I need. Unwelcome. Now, I could get welcome if I want to share some gossip, but I don't really want to, because I can't get a port report anymore because I've already got one. So I think I'm not going to do anything here except for buy some fuel. I'll buy like... Well, I don't need to buy any supplies. I'll buy supplies at Trader's Wood if I need them, because they sell them there at the same price. So I just want some fuel. Like, if I'm gonna use up a couple in that expedition, Maybe I should buy 5 fuel. Can't believe I have over 12,000. 3 first level souls. Okay, that's the same as me. Once I get this rap recorded and a video of it up, then I'll get back to work on D&D 5X. Because I'm excited about getting into some playtesting of that as soon as I can, but I need to do a little more work on it first. If he goes Arcane Trickster, his lower level slots really jump up. Oh, right, that does make sense. Man, I can't believe we're still level 2. How many sessions have we had? I was just thinking, we haven't even got our level 3 thing yet. Like when you pick your specialty or whatever. Although some classes get it earlier. Like as a cleric, I've already got my domain because you get it at level 1. Rat Brigade salutes. Well, look after the engine if you go into the woods, Captain! Session 19, wow. The last couple sessions have been short, though. Or shortish. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. I'll buy some supplies now that I'm here. And let's do this expedition. I have no idea what to expect. Large expedition. I'm risking crew, so hopefully this isn't too terrible. Yeah, it does use up the fuel and supplies. You lost 10 crew. New total 3. That's not good, you guys. I hope I can get some of these guys back before we leave here, because we're going to have problems with 3 crew. A sizable contingent of your crew volunteers to follow you into the wood. Packs are hoisted onto shoulders, rations divided and sensibly stored in little tubs. "We're with you, Captain," a stout signaller tells you. Summerset College has, until recently, funded expeditions into the forest. Those who returned speak of voices on the wind, of murmurs in uninhabited groves. You must decide what your expedition's destination is. Expeditions for outlandish artifacts are easier than for bronzewood. Occasionally a quest will require you to choose a unique destination. If you leave while you have crew embarked on an expedition, they will not be available until you complete that expedition. What does our quest say about expeditions? We need to do an expedition to the Steward's Font. The Summerset scholars believe that the font will provide clues to the identity of the king and the regent's grave. Moderate difficulty. I have a bad feeling about this. An expedition for otherworldly artifacts. Whomever kept the wood has left ruins scattered about the forest. You'll need to reach Traitor's Progress 5 to successfully complete an expedition. Embark on an expedition for bronzewood. There are rumored to be groves of ancient bronzewood near the heart of the forest. You'll need to reach Traitor Progress 5 or return to the wood. Alright, Steward's Font, here we go. The Pale Wood. The scholars share, individually, what they know. Their transcriptions of the correspondence differ significantly, and they refuse to work together on a single translation. Still, it should be enough to get to the general area of the font. You gather your crew and make for the edge of the Whispering Wood. The scholars emerge from their tents to wave you off. You are on an expedition to the Steward's Font. Far and farther into the woods you must go. Look at this. It looks like something out of Numenera. You emerge into a field of purple flowers, bright as new bruises. "Captain!" The stoker's voice is anxious. "Can you hear them?" Something whispers from beneath the petals. I could listen to the voices with mirrors, 45% chance. I could rally my crew to stop them from listening, 100% chance. Well, I mean, obviously. We're going to stopper our ears. Plug your ears somehow. Shut out the sound. A haze of purple. You find your booziest stoker and demand that she open her knapsack. Inside, as expected, a veritable cellar of wine. Her protests are stifled when she realizes you intend to drink the wine now. Better everyone's drunk than hearing the voices. An hour or so later, you stagger through the field, holding each other upright. If the flowers whisper to you, you do not hear them. So we all just got super drunk. Long shadows move through the silver trees ahead. There is a mournful howl. "Someone sounds hungry," a stoker tries to joke. A low growling comes from behind you. The beasts have your scent. So we can fight some beasts, 32, not good. We can hide from beasts, 100%. We're gonna hide from some beasts, better safe than sorry. In the shadow of the valley of death, you slip under the eaves of a copse of white trees, pale as a corpse's flesh. Slowly, silently, you creep under the canopy. You hear the occasional crunch of bone or branch as your pursuers enter the wood after you. Eventually, the pursuit tails off. You find your crew again on a hill overlooking a bog. Far and farther into the woods you must go. It is not the date that it was. The ground gives way to a bog, gray and fetid as a newly slain corpse. It burps lazily. The marsh reeds susurrate, growing in volume as you approach. There is English amidst the polyphony. Names, yours and those of your crew. Uh-oh. We have to choose between two that we're bad at now. No, this is where bad shit starts happening to us, guys. Well, cross the bog, you have strength on your side. I really don't have strength on my side. Search for another route. There must be a better, less noisome way. We'll have to try this. 34% mirrors. Success! The power of luck. The whispering trees. Thanks, guidance. The wood extends for miles, but so too does the bog, as though it were once a river or a moat. It is hours before you find a passable clearing. A glade of emerald hue, nestled between a copse of silver trees that shiver and sigh like consumptives. The trees whisper as you pass. They lie in a dozen languages, only half known to you and your crew. The discordance shivers beneath the boughs. Correspondence ignites wood that shrieks as though not meant to speak it. Wood burns and breaks. The passing is treacherous and slow. Eventually, however, you emerge. It is not the date that it was. Gained a tale of terror. The tree line parts ahead. Enter the steward's font. Below the thundering white water, a cave is visible just under the lip of the rock. I got enough progress to find it. A scythe of starlight. You scale down the wet rock face and into the cave. It is several moments before your eyes adjust to the light. The cavern is not natural. The walls are covered with bronzewood and studded with Navarretine gemstones, driven in too deep to remove. They're too deep to remove, Otta. Distant starlight from the cave mouth reflects off the stones, filling the cave with radiance. Toward the back of the cave, you find a silver seal the size of a crown and a curved crescent blade. Correspondence is scored on the blade's battered metal. It is too large to move, but you record the sigils. Perhaps one of the scholars will be able to translate. You take the seal. You have found a blade in the steward's font. Return to the scholars. And I got all my crew back. It was actually Tharaga who removed the gemstones. Yeah, but Otto would have removed some gemstones if she had a chance to. Alright, we found the scholars again. Who do I want to talk to about this thing that we found? The wind howls in the trees and the skies threaten rain. The scholars huddle in their tents, brooding over papers and conspiring against colleagues. I kind of like the Sumerian goddess idea better than the Charlemagne or St. John thing, so I think we're going to go talk to the Vituperative Classicist. Student of the ancient world is armed with more scorn than a vengeful goddess and a firm conviction that the Sumerian queen of heaven sleeps in the regent's grave. Yeah, she sounds pretty cool. I mean, we've talked to all of them before, and we've heard their little stories and their theories. The classicist's tent is practical and largely unornamented. The interior is damp from her various walking clothes, which have been scattered across the floor. Old playbills and gaudy costume jewelry hang from the tent ceiling like charms. The classicist is pacing the tent, reading Herodotus while smoking up a storm. So we've already asked her about all of these things. I'm only able to consult one scholar about this. So I have to think about who it should be. Her theory is that in the tomb is that the high wilderness is heaven, but it's Sumerian heaven, and Inanna is the one that is in the tomb, right? Whereas if we go back and we talk to the theologian, his theory is that St. John, and I'm not sure if he means, like, well, probably St. John, the author of the Book of John, is waiting for the Antichrist in this tomb, apparently, which seems a little silly. And then, I mean, the other one is silly also, don't get me wrong. They're all silly, but... And the dismal paleographer believes that Charlemagne is buried in this tomb. Now, why Charlemagne's body would be in fucking space? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So we're going to go with the Vituperative Classicist because I like the idea that this is Sumerian heaven. Space Charlemagne. She looks at you impatiently. Well, what did you find? The giggling place. She snatches the paper from your hands. A moment later, she laughs. It's a gift. An office of some kind. Ceremonial, no doubt. The kings of Sumeria gave out offices to their favorites, usually at religious observances, just as their office came from the Queen of Heaven and the rest. She pauses. She goes for pen and paper. By the time she has finished, she looks concerned. I've never heard of this particular office. Tamer of the King's Bower. There's also a reference to the giggling place. And directions. I'll mark it on your map. Oh, I got some XP and some money. And now I can take an expedition to a new place. But that probably requires a whole new set of bullshit. A whole new set of bullshit. Yeah. That'll require 2 more supplies and 2 more fuel, and we're not going to spend that right now. We'll come back here. We'll come back here. And now our quest says to go to the giggling place. And we'll do another expedition on another trip. Because I want to go do some exploring. And go to Carillon. I'm gonna buy some supplies. And off we go. So I do want to explore down this way, but right now I'm gonna go explore over here and like up here. The offices of laughter therapy. Oh! Burgoyne. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark, its engines silent. Perhaps something of value lies within? Let's enter through the shattered windscreens with a 100% chance. The steel of its chassis is mangled, but the bridge appears largely intact behind its broken windows. You don your sky suit. Your driver pulls your locomotive alongside the wreck, close enough for you to leap from one to the other. The floor of the bridge is carpeted with glass fragments. It shines like stars in your lamplight, and tinkles like bells. Oh, bell tingling and glass sounds. It's the monster! A sky chest, nailed to the floor at the back of the bridge, yields to your efforts. What could it be? It's an aromatic casket. Something has been preserved. Murgatroyd's fungal crackers! A rare treat in the skies. Newer skyfarers tend to disdain them as revolting and abominations unto the Lord. So these are basically like Cola O, the crackers. The taste is not improved with age, but the vintage provides a certain smug satisfaction. We got some free supplies. Abominations unto the Lord. But once you've been out in space long enough, they become like a delicacy to you. Cola O crackers. Snow is whipping my locomotive. My stokers are working double shifts at the boiler. Who are you? You're an asshole, is who you are. You're getting wrecked, is who you are. Let's raid the safe. 17 sovereigns. Well, it's either these fungal crackers or we eat Johnny the Swabby. Oh, Johnny the Swabby. What is over here? Ooh. Another destroyed ship. The Klopfenstein. We'll go through the yawning tear in the hull. And we're gonna get some munitions, because that's what we need. We can't ever seem to buy them anywhere. Abandoned hull drifts silently, gleams with frost. Nox, were you here when I killed the curator? I killed the curator. It was tough. Whelping Rest is, I think, signal box. Yeah, it looks like a signal box. We'll read the ledger. In Sky Stories. And we'll leave. One thing that's a little bit weird about this game is the fact that we're in space, allegedly, and you can see all these layers of stuff that's beneath us, but we can't move, you know, on the Z-axis. We can't move up and down, up and above, over things. I mean, I know that would make the game vastly more technically complex, so I understand why they did it, but it just feels weird to only be able to move on one exact level plane, even though we're supposedly flying through space. Alright, I think I'm gonna go to Carillon now. Oh. Oh, where are you going? Ah. I don't really need to repair my hull right now, so let's loot the hull. Ooh, an intriguingly bulging sack. How pleasingly it rattles. 21 sovereigns. Cool. Hashtag intriguingly bulging. Let's see if I can pour myself some more Big K Diet Black Cherry Soda without crashing into anything. Is that another wrecked ship? The Perfidious Objectivity? That's an amazing name for a ship. Let's enter through the shattered windscreens. On my sky suit, we found a sky chest, and in the sky chest is a faintly luminescent cage. A light burns from within. Souls? Oh, a vision of the heavens. A silver idol rests inside the cage. 4 wings extend from its hunched shoulders. Made from moonstone, your navigator says in a hushed voice, to amplify the light of the stars. Well, apparently we can't sell it for money. Carillon. The crazy weird devil place. Where you can get your soul fixed, atone for your sins, etc. It is dark and peaceful here. The stars are few. The garden of insatiable roses. The checkerboard garden. Devils, the custodians of the soul. I like this place. I like it, the idea of a peaceful institution founded by devils dedicated to the betterment of the soul. An overgrown shrine. The path leads you to a broken statue, seemingly ignored by the devils of Carillon, except for whoever placed the freshly lit candles at its feet. The face is poorly carved, but its features unmistakable. The burrower below stares at you through one gemstone eye and an empty socket. Oh, this is... You had the one thing to piss off all the gods for one of your extraordinary deeds. Stealing an offering would be like how you'd piss off the gods. Contemplate the statue. A terrifying visage, but with something comforting to offer too. Apparently not that terrifying, because it reduced my terror. Finding the piece. While the statue is the raw material of nightmares, there is something soothing about the idea that even a beast like this might be harnessed, that there is the chance of such an ally for those who crack the code of offerings and prayer. Whether it is actually listening, it is impossible to tell. The thought that it even might, however, is something to hold on to in the dark. Let's check out the bazaar. I'm not going to buy the seeds. I will write a port report. Okay, we can't visit the abstemious devil because we need a major amount of establishment affiliation, and right now we don't have any establishment affiliation, although we could get some if we activated the Fortunate Navigator and the Incautious Driver. We could get 2 points of affiliation establishment, but that still wouldn't be enough. Let's talk to the Presiding Deviless again. Okay, this is what she said before. Ah! Now we can reduce our devil to this devil. Introduce. Use the full and florid title that appears on his visiting card. When the Deviless is not visibly impressed, the devil says, I brought a small gift, a trifle you might find of value. He produces from his satchel a 3-volume set, bound in fire. Bound in fire? That's awesome. his own work. Some methods for oh, this is her reading. Oh, I did her voice. Some methods for flavoring a soul to the taste of a particular judgment, she reads. She tosses the set on her desk. It huffs smoke. We are just a touch more modern now. It's a fine antiquarian piece, she adds unforgivably, but we find those approaches rather cumbersome. Besides, we find we need to appeal to the original owners of the souls, offer them an experience worth paying for. I can let him show how she's wrong or persuade him to withdraw. Let's go with this. In its various gardens, Carillon punishes souls into greater refinement. Perhaps he would like to visit one and demonstrate how it can be improved. He adjusts this mirror to reflect futures, adjusts that blade to cut off the sense of smell. He leaves the penitents howling. Before you go, one of the penitents approaches with a note. Someone was here looking for the devil. The note just didn't make its way through official channels. You have collected what evidence you could find about the repentant devil in Carillon. The repentant devil has become more ambitious. Oh, so we're directing him onto one of two paths, it sounds like. We got talk to the deviless again. She says the same thing. Doesn't look like there's anything new we can talk to her about. We can go... We could try to get some of these other penances if... But the problem is they're all... Yeah, we did this one too. Regard your reflection with distaste. The mirror has it wrong. It smoothed out your features, made you ordinary. Last time we did this one and this one. You turn your head away. There's the same reflection ahead of you, though, and now a whole group of them. So many false yous that you could crew a battleship. Stand in front of one of the statues and it will melt into your pose. It will look you in the eye. Its face will be your face, minus a few marks of character. It will still be transparent. So we could try to gain this penance, but we've only got a 16%, which is really bad. Approach the grim penitent. Oh, I see. Right, so if you get a certain penance enough times, you can use it to help the other penitents. 16% chance is really low. The Stunted Grove. 16% chance is really low here too. But if we wanted to help this penitent... Did we already ask this one about the rose-colored gloves? Yes, we did. We read this before. So if we had a bunch of ordeal or some ordeal and deprivation, we could help her. The checkerboard garden. Shift of perspective. Now this is the one we already got. In fact, we have a bunch of them, right? Yeah, we now have 7. Yeah, we've done all this stuff. Deprivation. 39% chance to try to perform the ritual of purification. I might try that, actually. And the Gaslight Terrace. For that one, we've read this before. But that one we have 39 also. I think I'm going to try it. Vision, imagination, the ability to see beyond the nearest convention. That's what the devils are trying to evoke here. Failure! Unendurable. A professional chaperone is prone to sloth and conversations about needlepoint. As punishment, she is eating a preparation of giggling mandrake. It is hilarious when bitten. As for your punishment, it does not bear speaking of. You don't have the stamina to wait it out. Gained terror. I'm gonna try this Bell Garden thing once. You know what I should do if I was not dumb? 39%. I can get more mirrors if I equip this guy. I can get a little bit more mirrors. And now I have a 49% chance of success. Why didn't I do that before? Alright, let's try it. Those who wish to enter the Bell Garden must first undergo lustrations and prayers. Yay, success! Fountains, pebbles, shoes. First, remove your shoes. Wash your face from the fountain of fresh water, and your feet in the basin of salt water. Walk across a patch of white sand, throwing a pebble over your left shoulder to baffle any ill-omened thing that might be following you. Then sleep in a hammock on a private balcony where only other patients may enter. When you wake up, eat a plain white bread with a salt crust. After all this, you will be ready. Sounds legit. You have performed the proper purifications. So now I can go to the Bell Garden. You have performed the necessary rituals so that you will not bring any improper airs or attitudes with you. The stairs lead up to the highest and coldest point in Caroline. The bells ring louder as you climb. The music is mathematical and exact. Each note sounds for exactly the same length of time, the same duration that is required to ascend one step. No one passes anyone else on these stairs. In a tower over the Bell Garden, 12 devils ring a change of 12 bells. The full peal will take 11,000 days to complete without intermission. Alright. That's a while. From time to time, one devil relieves another, stepping in during the half minute when that particular bell is at rest. There are no errors. This mathematical music can be heard everywhere in Caroline, but it is loudest here. Impurity and imprecision are not welcome. Alright, I can cure my fermented soul. Perhaps you have eaten that which you should not. Perhaps you've come in contact with something unclean. At any rate, your soul has gone a bit off. But the stairs down are more terrifying than the stairs up. 144 steps. 12 changes of 12 bells before you reach the bottom again. No one else is on this staircase. The penitents look up curiously when you arrive back at the center of Caroline. You are aware of the rules of purification, but have not undergone the proper purifications recently. You will need to read... Oh, I have to redo them every time! Okay. I wanted to know... Because look, you can only come in here if you have a flickering soul. Stained soul, a clear soul. It seems like I don't want to get rid of my flickering soul because then I won't be able to do the thing in the Terrace of Glass statues. Maybe if I try to go through here. What does this require? Oh, 20%. Fuck. Okay. Oh, you can cure it here, but you need 10 penance. Okay, fine. Go to the Bell Garden. We gotta try this again. We're probably gonna fail now. Yeah, we made it again. Alright, blah blah blah, that's the same. Now we can go to the Bell Garden. That's the same. Crazy mathematical. This I have... Oh, only 67? Really? With all my hearts? I got mad hearts, yo. Gain a penance of deprivation. Austerity, absence, and lack. These are the devil-recommended treatments for those who live within the sound of the bells. I guess we'll try it with the 67. Prices paid. A Bohemian lady kept a cat but did not clean after it. Until she overcomes these flaws, she cannot go out without a veil. I trust you see, remarks the supervising deviless, why self-restraint is needed. As for your punishment, it does not bear speaking of. For a month afterward, you see devils dancing in the corners of your eyes. So that's one of those. Let's approach the penitent nurse. She huddles in the corner, her face trapped in a grimace. She is huddled in a corner with cotton stuffed into her ears. Let's attempt to communicate with her. It's too loud to speak, certainly. You communicate in writing. She has been within the sound of the bells for 40 days. The clangor is starting to disrupt her mind. She begs you will help her, and out of your kindness pay part of her penance for her. She would do the same for you. She is a very kind and forgiving soul. To convince you of this point, she scribbles down assurances, compliments, and a sketch of herself ministering to a leprous child. Look! Look at me, I'm a good person. Look, here I'm drawing myself helping a child. See? See? Okay, I could donate 5 deprivation to her, or I could donate deprivation and an ordeal. I can leave her be. I can ask her about the devil with the rose-colored gloves. Has he passed this way? Does he like bell music? Frenzy. She shakes her head in distress. The words she scribbles for you are, if you can read her writing, seen the kind before, had them in hospital sometimes. You can't get anything clearer out of her. Alright, well, let's let her be for now. Should I cure my fermented soul? I guess I will. Flat and clear. Your soul is nearly in good condition now. The devils of Carillon claim to be experts in the assessment and improvement of the soul. They would describe yours as tantalizingly opaque and rich with personality. Experience and some visions of the heavens. So now my soul is... I can't talk to the repentant devil right now because I'm in the middle of a storylet that you can't back out of. Should I try to get more of these? I don't think I will right now. Turn to the center of Carillon. Alright. How do you get ordeal? Ordeal is iron. Oof, that's the worst. So now my soul only has one bad thing. Oh, yeah, these are all my penances. And it only has one bad thing on it, which is flickering. Trying to click on this. Okay. Debrief him on Carillon. He is simmering with the desire to comment. Past passions. If I were younger, remarks the repentant devil, I would take that place from its current ownership and turn it into a fitting demonstration of the refinements of the soul. You! I could even work with you if I turned your ribs to glass. If I turned your ribs to glass? That doesn't sound useful. And he's lost in a reverie, like a tailor seized with the vision of the ideal trousers for a particularly difficult client. When he recollects that you're still present, he adds, You may have noticed that I do not bother to prepare each soul to order. That's the real art, of course. Match the soul to its judgment. That's the real art. I want to talk to him about my soul now. Oh, assemble the devil's evidence. I need 3 panes of stained glass. Okay, I have some of those in the bank. Oh, and I still have to visit the Baroness and the Well of the Wolf. Okay. He smiles blandly. Oh no, that's the same thing you said before. I thought he might say something different since I changed my soul. I don't really think there's anything else I want to do here right now. Come back when I have better stats to do some of those challenges. So where are we going now? Well, we could just go back to New Winchester. I don't know if I have enough munitions back in the bank to get 5. We could go back to New Winchester. What other things do I need to do? Old Tom's Well. We visited Carillon with the devil. I don't think we're doing anything else with the devil right now. We need to go do another expedition. I need to kill a guest and find Old Tom's Well. I need to take the costumes back to the circus and sapling knots to Port Prosper. Oh, and Pernickety Factor to Hybris. So it's a bunch of stuff that's over on the other side. So I might as well just go back to New Winchester for now. I really like this game. Although I don't really love the parts where you're just traveling through space on the train between places you've already been to. And not much happens. It's like a loading screen. It's like a loading screen where you can move your ship around. They had a little bit more fast travel options. Like if you're in a port that you've discovered and you want to go back to like your main port, it'd be nice if you could just like pay. Munitions for Bronzewood? No. I need my munitions. I'll just leave swiftly. The clamor of New Winchester. What do I have in the way of port reports? I now have one. I have Avon, Prosper, Trader's Wood, Leadbeater and Stainrod, Carillon. Pretty good. I get one from the Circus and Hybris. A speck of a colony in a lonely fungal waste. An infernally sponsored sanatorium dedicated to improving the soul. A bohemian port tucked in the petals of a gargantuan orchid. A circus huddled at the foot of an ancient monument. A wilderness preserve under the stewardship of the Leadbeater and Stainrod Company. An independent, riotous port flooded with prospectors hoping to make their fortune. An old grave lies at the heart of this gloom-laden wood. Little London, or a stronghold of the Windward Company, the house of small comfort where skyfarers find solace, and a village nestled amidst apple orchards and cyclopean ruins. And then there's going to be one more. I think there's only going to be one more for the Reach. It's possible there's something up here, but I doubt it. I think there's just going to be one more over here, and it's going to be Tom's Well. Because I haven't heard of any other places. Oops. Wait, I'm gonna check and see if there's any deals at Company House. Excuse me, I'm trying to dock here. Cheap hours? I already have a lot of hours, but whatever, they're not gonna cost much. Why are you blocking the dock? Don't dock block me, man. I'm not going to turn in my port reports here because I'm saving them up to turn into the Londoners, because that's the only way I can get those permits to get the way to travel to Albion. Alright, no bargains here right now. Hashtag dock blocked. We made it home. Repair. Fully repair. Lost 30 sovereigns. Bazaar. Ooh, munition. Damn it! More with the munitions! I can't ever get munitions to save my life. Now, right now I have none. I have no munitions in storage. That's sad. So I need to get 7 more munitions somewhere. Plus 5 more. So really I need 14. I need 12 more munitions. And I don't know anywhere to get them other than random places where you just get lucky and get one. Like from killing somebody or something. Okay. Nothing to do exploring the city. I've already repaired. There's nothing with any of that. So that's it. There's nothing to do here. Other than just, buy fuel and supplies. So then after this, I'm going to go to the circus and Hybris. Maybe explore a little bit through here. And then we'll see. Do either of those places sell fuel? The circus does not. Hybris does not. So I need to bring extra fuel because I know I'm not going to be able to refuel at either of these places. Magdalen's, on the other hand, does sell fuel. So I don't need that much supplies because I can resupply at both of these places, but I need a lot of fuel. I'm gonna buy like 6 fuel. Just like 1 supplies. Is anybody still here watching? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller. Ligaments of a guest. Circus. Port Prosper. Hybris. Alright, well I think we know what my next voyage is going to be. Circus, exploration, Hybris, exploration, Magdalene's, exploration, Prosper, and then home. So that's the plan. We'll see how it actually goes. But that is going to have to be in our next episode. So that's going to do it for this one. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Sunless Skies.